Hello, my friend. Today we're talking about daily tarot rituals. So these are my favorites. You should take what resonates and leave what doesn't, okay? So first and foremost, I like to meditate, ground and center, no matter what you're doing. Here's the quick version. You grab your cards, you take a deep breath, and you call yourself back into your body, into the present moment. If you want to go a little deeper, I do 5 minutes of meditating each morning. 5 minutes is what I have to spare. Focusing on your breath, inhale, exhale. That's all it takes. I also like to add on a grounding exercise where I imagine roots extending from the base of my spine, going down, down, down into the earth, all the way to the center. And from there, taking some deep breaths as I feel anchored and supported by the earth. Additionally, I also like to do a little chakra check-in and just going through the different orbs of light, starting at the base, checking in with the red, orange at the hips, yellow at the sternum, green in the chest, blue at the throat, purple at the third eye, and then like a clear white light at the crown. I imagine kind of polishing them, helping them spin around, and then drawing energy both down from source and up from the earth, feeling it flow up and down, opening up and clearing out that channel of energy. So the second thing I like to do is I like to clean my space. So I will tidy up my desk to make sure that there is space. And then I energetically cleansing my space. My favorite is to use, I like to burn some herbs, but I brought today also some rosewater spray. And wow, just a little bit of that, just changes the energy of the whole space and me. When doing an energetic cleansing, it is important to either out loud or in your mind, more powerfully done if it's done out loud, is to state your intention. To be rid of any dense or stagnant, unhelpful, negative energy, including mindsets or negative self-talk. The next thing I do is to light a candle. It helps the mind stay focused on the magical intent ahead. My intention is to receive some wisdom from the universe and spirit with my daily tarot ritual. The other thing that lighting a candle does is it's like turning on a light. It's like a business would turn on a light, or the barbershop would turn on their light to say open for business. It's the same way. Energetically, I'm saying to spirit and the universe, I'm open. I am turning on my magical mindset. I am ready to receive. The next aspect of doing the daily ritual is dropping in. And to drop into the cards, which is what it's commonly called. For a long time, I didn't know what that meant, but this is my interpretation. But before I drop into the cards, I myself drop into the energetic field. And in my mind, this is what it looks like and feels like. This web of energy of all these different networks that are connecting me to all beings. The Lakota say, mitakuye o yasin, all my relations. And so I take a moment and I imagine myself as connected. And that there is energy coming from me and to me, and that we are all beings all across the planet and into multi-dimensions and different realities connected to one another. So I drop in to that field, and then I pick up the cards and I make sure to say hello cards. In my head, I'm always like a little greeting, like nice to see you. To me, it's important to not be in a relationship with the cards that feels exploitive. I don't want to be just using them up. I want to enter in relationship with permission. So there's a bit of like, hey, want to come play? Now these cards, we've been working together for many, many years, almost as if I don't have to ask for permission. anymore. It's more like, oh, I'm glad we're getting to work now feeling. And for a new deck, you might need to put a little extra time in before you start to have that sensation of like joyful greeting. So now I bring the cards and I hold them a little close, and I imagine kind of plugging them into that network, that field of energy. And I imagine kind of folding them into my energy, almost like a figure 8, and wrapping them in and folding them in and plugging them into this interconnected network of energetic beings. Now that we've dropped in, there's a little shuffling to do. This is very common, this shuffle, 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 and I just love this. I also like to give it a good full shuffle every once in a while, and when I'm doing this, I do it especially if I want to clear it of any patterns that have kind of gotten, stuck cards or cards that are close in relationship. When you're doing it back and forth like this, pockets of cards tend to stick together. When I do it like this, it shuffles it more dramatically. I once had a friend and she just would spread them all the way around the table and then mix them all up. There is no wrong way to shuffle them. So a lot of people ask me about what's the right way to draw a card. I was taught originally to do all my shuffling and then place the deck on the table using my left hand is to split it into 3 piles and then to rearrange them into a single pile. It does not matter which order you put them in, just don't put them back in the same order, and ta-da, you draw from the top. These days I fan them, and there are 2 approaches to this. One is if you are still gaining confidence in your ability to intuitively pick a card, screw it. Don't worry about it. Just pick a card. Just boom, done. Don't think about it. Trust that synchronicity is leading you to the right card. The other way to do it is to fan them out, and then holding your question in your mind is sense for if there's a card or a general area that wants to kind of come out. Sometimes I'll find like a card will get stuck and I'll be like, oh, that was not the card. That one did not want to come out. But finding the one in a way that comes easily, that feels, I get a little tug, I suppose. So once you've got your daily card, what energy is showing up today? The devil, which that's a whole different lesson. But let's say the devil does show up and you're like, whoa, what does that mean? Is you can get out the beginner's tarot journal. There are questions in there to help you. What's your first feeling, right? Like the devil might give you anxiety. Write that down. What do you notice is the next question. What is the energy or the quality of the energy of the card? Does it feel dark? Does it feel powerful? And then there's a big space for research. I do research on the tarot every single day so that I'm always digging into new authors, new imagery and things like that. And then there's a space to come back to at the end of the day so you can reflect, okay, how did that card show up for the day? The other thing that you can record is a sheet called Tarot Patterns, and it lists all the different cards, and you can write the date on what you get, on when you get the card. The cool thing about doing that is it allows you to see which cards are coming up over and over and over again and which cards are not showing up. I always close with a bit of brief gratitude. Usually I do that by tucking them back into their wrapping, closing up the sacred space by blowing out the candle, and remembering to hold the card in my mind throughout the day so that I am open to the lessons of the universe on what it wants to teach me about the card. All right, those are my daily tarot rituals. Again, take what resonates for you and leave what does not. Do me a favor though, put a comment down below. What was your favorite ritual? Or maybe there's a ritual that you do that I didn't mention that the world needs to know about. All right, I'll see you next time. Ciao.